What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is White Gamer 7, and today I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion on FIFA 23 Pro Clubs. That's the only game mode I've been playing, so this is strictly Pro Clubs. So let's get right into it, boys and girls. The first thing I want to talk about is the match rating system. I got to give it to EA. They definitely improved the match rating system. As someone that plays center back, in the past, it was really hard to have a good match rating, especially when you have a striker that scores a hat trick. What I've realized is when you start the game off, you start off with 6.0, and as you progress, if you're doing good passes, you're making good tackles or good saves, depending on what position you play, your match rating will go up. It is definitely harder for an attacker to get the man of the match this year, even if you score a hat trick. For example, my teammate, he scored a hat trick. He was playing as a striker, and he only had like an 8.0 on a hat trick. Keep that in mind. If it was last year or the previous FIFA, he would have gotten easily like a 10.0 match rating. Also, another thing I noticed is throughout the game, if you're not doing anything, if you're not like making tackles or making good passes, your match rating will either go down a little bit or it just won't move up at all. So that's what I've noticed. So props to EA. The match rating system this year is good. That's coming from someone that plays as a defender. So I'll give it to them. The next thing I want to talk about is the goalie keeper, man. So the first thing I want to do is talk about the AI goalie keeping. The AI goalie keeping is not that good. It is not that good. It's inconsistent, and for the most part, it is bad. The goalkeepers struggle, and I've said this in my stream, the goalkeepers struggle to save shots from outside the box. I'm not saying they have to save every shot from outside the box, but for the most part, they struggle to save shots from outside the box, especially the power shots, which are really OP, and crossbody shots. They just don't dive out. They just don't put out their hands. They just put out like their hand, and that's it. They don't put out their full arm to extend, which is weird. Another thing for human goalkeepers, I heard that the positioning, there's an issue with the positioning. I don't really know much about that because I don't play goalkeeper, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comment section below. Goalkeepers, there's some issues with that. Some of the animations are weird, so hopefully in the next few weeks, once the first update comes, they fix that. The next thing I want to talk about is the defending. Oh my god, the defending this year is really, really good. As someone that's played center back, it's amazing. The slide tackling is really good. There's different types of animations for it. The acrobatic clearance is good. Like I said, there's also different types of animations for that too. And the jockeying just feels very, very smooth. And just the turning of the center backs, it feels really good. They did a very, very good job with the defending. And remember, this is only in Pro Clubs. I haven't played Ultimate Team yet, but the defending this year is excellent, man. Really, really good. The next thing I want to talk about is the drop-ins. So depending on what console you play, so I'm playing on Xbox New Gen. The drop-ins this year are a little better. They're not great, but they are a little better than the year before that. For the most part, I've probably done about, around 40 or 50 games of drop-in, and not one have I come up against one other player. For the most part, I have teammates, and for the most part, the other team, they also have teammates, so it's usually like 3v3s or 4v4s. Only once have I played a 5v5 in drop-ins, but it also depends on what console you play, because I've had some friends on PS5 says that they struggle to find games in drop-in, or it's usually 1v1, so the drop-in system still needs to be fixed, but on Xbox New Gen, they fixed it a little bit. Still can be improved for sure, but it's alright. The next thing I want to talk about is the gameplay. Now, the gameplay feels a little bit slow in certain situations, especially when it comes to like dribbling and turning. That is a little bit slow. So I do want them to like maybe speed it up a little bit, just like the dribbling, the left stick dribbling, and just the turning. The passing is really inconsistent. When I play Pro Clubs with my teammate, he plays as any. He controls the bots, and he says the passing is very inconsistent. Sometimes certain passes will work, sometimes other passes won't work. But other than that, the gameplay, I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10, which isn't too bad. It definitely could be worse, but not too bad at all. The next thing I want to talk about is the leveling system. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me in the streams, is it hard to level up? How does it work? How many levels is there? So there's 100 levels this year in FIFA 23 Pro Clubs, if you guys didn't know that. And to go from level to level is very, very easy this year, boys and girls. I remember last year, to go to level 10 to 11, it was like 20 or 30,000 XP or more. This year, it's only like 2,000 XP, which is not that bad. That's like 2 or 3 games, depending on your match rating. So that's a big dub, in my opinion. Good job to EA. The leveling system this year is good. I like it. Very enjoyable. Very satisfying, you know, when you go to the next level. And then the last thing I want to talk about, boys and girls, is the referees. Honestly, I didn't have an issue with the referees until I started playing more games. Keep in mind, I have about 130 or 140 games played already. I'm making this video on September 29th, so keep that in mind. You know, some of these things might change as they start rolling out updates. But the referees are very inconsistent in calling fouls, especially inside the box, man. I've been getting so mad at the referees from inside the box. They're super inconsistent calling penalties. I'll take the ball away from the player, and then they will randomly fall, and then they'll call a penalty. Like, they gotta fix the referees. I think it's super inconsistent, especially inside the box. But boys and girls, that's been my opinion on FIFA 23 Pro Clubs. Overall, I'll give it a 7.8. You know, there's still some minor bugs and issues that needs to be fixed. Like, for example, when your teammate sticks a set piece, your camera gets locked onto them. Like, you get their point of view instead of you know, controlling your guy and being able to see where he's at. You know, there's still some minor issues here and there, but they're fixable. You know, it's not like they're not fixable. But other than that, boys and girls, let me know what you guys think about FIFA 23 Pro Clubs. I personally I'm enjoying it a lot. Besides those minor issues, other than that, I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.